Hi, everybody. Welcome to Therapeutic Wisdom from the AKASH. Say hello if you're hopping on. I'm going to take a moment here to share out, and you can do the same. We are going to be talking about limiting beliefs tonight. And don't you tell me that you don't have any limiting beliefs, because we all do, even if they're not conscious. So we're going to talk about those in a minute. Definitely say hi and where you're tuning in from so that I know that the comments are working. Also, if you guys are tuning in on Emerge Healing and Wellness or the Akashic Academy, I am not going to see your comments live, but if you jump over to Awoken TV Facebook page, I will be able to see your comments live. And this is a night where I would encourage you to jump over to Awoken just because I'm going to ask you guys to also bring forward any limiting beliefs that have come into your awareness recently, or if you feel like I can't access them, I don't know how to, we can talk about that as well, okay? And I'm going to assist you with shifting them. So let me know if you're here so that I know that the comments are working, because sometimes they're not working, and I want to make sure that everybody who needs and wants to hear this tonight is able to. All right, so I just have a couple more places to share this to. Any of you who have not been to Awoken TV before, welcome. If you have, welcome back. You can check out Awoken TV at www.awoken.tv, and it's like a spiritual or metaphysical Netflix. So you're going to find Lightworkers, other shows like this. You're going to find also courses and films by conscious filmmakers, all things that you can imagine to support and assist you on your metaphysical journey. Okay, so I definitely encourage you to check that out. You can also head to the App Store because Awoken TV is also on the App Store. All right, so say hello if you guys are here. I see there's a few people watching, and I just want to make sure that the comments are working, and then we're going to dive into talking about limiting beliefs. Okay, so happy Sunday, everybody, and happy New Year. I haven't seen you guys since before the new year, so welcome, welcome, welcome. And don't forget to come here over to Awoken TV to comment if you're here live and want to have some feedback and exchange with me, because I won't be able to see the comments unless you're directly on that page. But because I'm going to be asking you guys to bring forward your limiting beliefs tonight, and I'm going to assist you with shifting them, okay? So if you are new to me, my name is Laura Mazzotta. I'm an Akashic healer and teacher. I've also been a therapist for almost 20 years. I live in New York. I have 3 kids. I have a new puppy. And I am on a mission to guide souls to experience and know their Akashic records so that they can gain ease, energy, and confidence in their personal lives, in their professional lives. And I assist mission-driven souls who are looking for a mission much greater than themselves to ignite a passionate 6-figure business, to encourage more of this message to be shared with the collective. Because the more of us that do this work, the more the vibration of the planet raises, and the healthier we are, the more longevity we have, right? Okay, so I don't think anybody's commented yet unless it's not working. So please let me know if you're here, just so that I know the comments are working, because I hate looking back and forth between my phone, because then I'm not paying attention to you. So what are limiting beliefs? This is something that has come up so many times in the coaching world, right? This is something that it's a term that gets thrown around all the time. What does it mean? Do you guys even know what it means, right? Because there's a lot of beliefs that we hold, and some of these beliefs are, well, all of these beliefs are prone to conditioning, right? Hi, Kathy. Thank you. Good, good, good. They're working. I'm turning off my phone. I so appreciate it. Hi, Amy. Thank you so much for saying hello. Hi, Sarah. So good to see you guys. Now I know the comments are working and I can focus fully on you. So definitely share this out for anybody who could assist with learning about limiting beliefs. I just ran a free 5-day intensive called Invigorate. So any of you who have not gotten in on that, definitely take advantage of signing up, because the videos are going to be available until tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. And the feedback that I'm getting from this intensive is absolutely fantastic. People have made such huge shifts just in this 5 days. And it's a beautiful way to begin working with this energy to bring forward any limiting beliefs or stuck energy that might be holding us back from where we want to go. So limiting beliefs are really those beliefs that interfere with our ability to move forward towards our soul purpose. Okay. So 95% of what goes through our minds on a given day is subconscious. So we don't even have conscious access to this. We're not even aware that this is going on, right? And that's a little different from the automatic thoughts that we have, right? We have a lot of automation that exists just because of our primal wiring, right? From the time that we came into this planet, from the time that we were cavemen, really. Okay. And those are more automatic that don't show up as thoughts. But when we talk about thoughts, we talk about beliefs, right? Beliefs are more patterned thoughts. Okay. They're thoughts that you have over and over and over again, and they start to become ingrained, and they start to color and provide a lens for you for how you see the world. Okay. And what happens is we can end up having beliefs that are so conditioned by the people around us, by societal expectations, by our own expectations, that it distorts what our soul is really striving for. So we really want to make sure that our belief system aligns with our soul's purpose, okay? And a lot of times our beliefs can show up as values and value systems, especially if they're beliefs that we created or that arose during the first 7 years of life. So oh, thank you guys. I so appreciate it. Saying that the intensive was incredible. Thank you so much. I loved every second of doing it. I really did. So with limiting beliefs, what you want to do is check in not only with your belief systems, those patterned thoughts, those patterned perspectives that continue to arise and feel like they're holding you back. Like I could think, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about doing this intensive. And then I could have a thought, well, nobody's going to watch it, right? Or nobody's interested in that kind of thing, right? Well, whose belief is that? Is that my belief, or is that somebody else's belief? Or is that society's belief? Or is that my fear, right? So there's a lot of ways that you can really decipher what the difference is between them. And I think it's also really important to assess our values, because our beliefs, as they become more and more consistent, especially those that we created in the first 7 years of life, end up becoming and reflecting as value systems. Like what really, really matters to you? What is your top priority? Okay. So when we look at limiting beliefs and shifting them, it's important that we, first of all, gain awareness of the fact that they're there at all. And one of the ways we can do that is just by observing our behavior, like being observant of, what do I do every day? Where do I spend my time? Where do I place my energy? Right? Hi, Jamie. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Jean. Right? Where do I place my energy? What do I put my time or my attention into? And you're going to find that you may realize, that's interesting. I thought that I valued family the most, but I'm committing more to work. Or I thought that I valued my spirituality the most, but I'm committing more to material items, or whatever it happens to be. Because our actions, what we actually follow through on, are going to be a great reflector of what we value more at a subconscious level. Okay, so that's one way, is to just observe. Another way is to journal. And I'm sure that you guys have all participated in journaling at one point or another, right? And I don't just mean journal like take a prompt and write about it, or ask a question and write the answer, okay? That can get to subconscious limiting beliefs, but more importantly, automatic writing is going to be the modality in journaling that's going to uncover more of what's underneath the surface of your conscious mind. So when we write, and we don't even think about what's coming out, we just let anything pour onto the paper. It can make no sense. It cannot string together. We can use as many curse words as we want. Guilty. And just write, allow it to just flow. And what you'll find when you allow things to flow onto paper into a new form, into a new vibration, you're going to start realizing that there are certain buzzwords within what you've written down that highlight the core of your subconscious. So after you've written, put your pen down, take a breath, get a drink of water, chill out for a minute, and then go back and look through what you've written. And not with the intention of judging yourself or creating a story around it or making yourself feel bad or analyzing anything, simply scanning the page and picking out those words that jump out at you. Okay? Those words that really pop and they either really rub you the wrong way, or they feel like they really resonate with you, or they seem to not fully match up with the emotion of what you're writing. Like they seem a little bit more extreme. And then you circle those words or you highlight those words. I love highlighters, especially when I use different colors. It's so fun. That's my my type A good student vibe coming back up, right? From college days. But anyway, so yeah, so you're going to circle or you're going to highlight those buzzwords that show up for you. And those are cues, right? Those are symbols to highlight for you. This is what's existing in your subconscious and that your subconscious thinks is the most important. This is where the belief is also connected to a vibe and a very strong vibe or a strong emotion. Okay. And when that occurs, we know that we're very tied in to that belief. Okay, because it's going to rock us. When we use that belief, we know that it holds so much emotional power or so much energetic power that it's going to have pull to keep us from going where we want to go, because it allows us to be afraid, or it's associated with some kind of story you've created with this belief that makes you feel like it's not doable or makes you feel like you're hesitant in some way. Okay, so how many of you have tried this practice? I know Kathy has tried this practice before. And how many of you are open and willing to be able to commit to this, to doing the automatic writing, pulling out those keywords, those words that really resonate, that have this strong hold on you, highlighting, circling them, and being able to get more information about, oh, wow, this is what my subconscious is trying to tell me. This is the message that's coming forward that I wasn't consciously aware of. And then you know what your beliefs are. Then you can say, all right, so this is about this story, or this has roots in this area, and we can start doing some exploration and some work on that. Okay, so let me know if there are any limiting beliefs that if you did the Invigorate Intensive, or even if you didn't, and you have an awareness of limiting beliefs that have been coming forward for you lately, I want you to type them in the comments, and we're going to start playing with them a little bit. Okay, because there's a few different ways that we can work with these to assist us with moving through. So Jamie says, I will try, which I love that you just said that so much, because that is one example of using words as symbols and allowing words to carry energy. The word try is something that I would strongly encourage you to upgrade, right? To upgrade from the word try to, yes, I'll do it. Absolutely, I'll do it. That doesn't mean that you're committing to doing it today, tomorrow, in the next week, or in the next month, but you're saying, yes, absolutely, I'll do it. Because you're communicating to the universe that you're claiming this, and you're saying, I'm worth it. I am worthy enough to be able to move forward on what I believe is important, what I believe is a priority. No, I would not ask a question before you start writing. I would just start to write. And sometimes what you can do is you can bring up a feeling that has been really obvious in your field lately, okay? Or you can write down the belief if you know what the belief is and just start writing on it and get even deeper. But I wouldn't ask a question. You can if you feel like nothing will flow without it, but it's more important for you to be able to say, okay, what is this vibe that I've been feeling lately? Get yourself into that vibe and then start to write. Okay. Again, you don't have to. You can literally just sit down, put your pen to paper, and go nuts. Even more powerfully is being in the space of the Akashic Records and doing this, or in transcendental meditation or other spiritual healing modalities that you've played with. Okay. So Kathy says, people are judging me. So the first approach that comes to mind for that one is using Byron Katie's The Work. So you guys can go to thework.com, and in the top right-hand corner of Byron Katie's website, there is a pull-down menu that allows you to download for free her judging your neighbor worksheet, and her I forget the name of the actual worksheet, but it's the 4 questions, right? So it's either how to ask the 4 questions or how to use the 4 questions. So you can download these 2 worksheets for free. And it's beautiful because she walks you through a question process that is very simple and easy and very effective. She also has a couple books that are really good. Loving What Is one of them. And Kathy, I know that you have her books, but I'm gonna throw this out there for you. So people are judging me. Is this true? That's question number 1. Is this true? And you're gonna say, yeah, people are judging me. Okay. So number 2, are you 100% sure that that's true? With 100% certainty? No. It's very, very rare that with 100% certainty we can say that's true. Okay. Question number 3. How do I feel? Like, how does it make me feel when I believe that thought? So when I believe the thought people are judging me, how does that make me feel? Well, it kind of makes me feel like shit. So question number 4, who would I be without that thought? Oh, thank you. I Need Your Love. Is that true? That's another one of the books she has. I really like that one too. Well, who would you be without that thought? You'd just be yourself. You'd be your core self, right? Without the thought, without the judgment, without the concern of other people's feedback, without relying on external circumstances or connections, right? So you just be you. So the thought is the problem. It's not that people are judging you that's the problem. It's the thought that's the problem. Okay, which is entirely a reflection of your own insecurity, your own lack of confidence. So it allows you to turn to yourself and either shift into a new belief system like, I am so grateful that I am moving toward confidence, or I'm so grateful to be taking steps toward confidence, or I am bold and confident. You know, you can go that far if it feels comfortable to you and you're willing to speak that into the universe, because I promise you, there's a lot of energetic feedback that you're going to be getting if you speak that boldly to the universe. Okay. And for anybody who's just hopping on, just so you know, I won't be able to see your comments if you're not on the Awoken TV Facebook page. If you're on Emerge Healing and Wellness or in one of my other groups or on the Akashic Academy, jump over to Awoken TV if you guys want to share some beliefs to have them turned around. Okay. So people are judging me. That's the last step that Byron Katie takes in this process, is to have a turnaround. So people are judging me. How about I am judging people? Or people are judging people. Or I am judging me. Do you see the 4 different ways that you can flip that around? So you have people are judging me. So you have people and you have me. So you just switch those around. I am judging people. People are judging people, or I am judging me. And you write all of those down, all of those different options down for the turnaround. And then you identify which one feels like, oh, that's the one that you need to pay attention to. That's the belief that underlies this belief of people are judging me. And I guarantee you it's I'm judging myself. Just knowing you, Kathy. I think you're probably judging yourself, or you're judging other people. You can let me know, but I think you're judging yourself. In which case you can grab Judgment Detox by Gabrielle Bernstein, which is another wonderful book and a great way for us to realize how much these kinds of belief systems are a reflection of our own insecurities. Because if we felt like so amazing and like, listen, I know what my soul's path is and I am so on my way and I know exactly the steps that I need to take to stay on this soul path, then you're not going to waver and you're not going to care what people think, because you're going to be like, listen, my path is so freaking important. It doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter. All right. So Sarah says, I'm not worthy. Thank you for bringing that one up, because that's one of the most common that exists underlying negative emotions, dis-ease, and other belief systems. It's typically more of the core. I'm not worthy. How many of you could admit to having this one? I know I can. So this is one that takes me right to the inner child. And inner child work is so important, especially when we're talking about those beliefs that have turned into values, like I was talking about earlier, right? Because those beliefs that have turned into values were really created in the first 7 years of life. So when we have something that really comes forward like I'm not worthy, which becomes a value, unfortunately for us, right? That we base a lot of things on and decision making going forward, which sucks and it really holds us back. So what's that about? It's about being able to establish that inherent sense of worth. Because saying I'm not worthy, when you were born, you felt worthy. When you were 2, you felt worthy. When you were 1, you felt worthy, right? So there were things that happened in between that were a product of conditioning, were a product of your environment, were a product of your interaction with your environment that brought forward that mentality. Okay. So it's taking yourself back and saying, all right, somewhere along the line in those first 7 years, I ran into a situation or a consistent or persistent relationship or experience that confirmed or validated that I'm not worthy. So I'm going to go back and nurture that inner child of mine to be able to remind her that she's safe, to be able to remind her that she's worthy just because she exists, right? You're worthy just because you exist. Your soul chose to be on this planet for a specific purpose, right? You have very real things to do here that are going to impact other people and the vibration of the collective at large, in addition to the universe. So it's realizing that, but it's also having a dialogue with your inner child. So one powerful technique is called a dyad. And you can dyad with your inner child, where you're just going back and forth and having this conversation. So you can say, you can do this in a couple ways. One is, okay, so you're not worthy. So what if you're not worthy? Well, then this is what it means. Okay, well, what if that's true? And what if that's true? And what if that's true? And you just keep going until you have gotten either to an even deeper root of this, or until you kind of exhausted it, right? So what you're doing is you're not turning away from the thought, but you're actually turning toward it, and you're saying, give me more information on that. Let's just exhaust this. I'm going to give you the opportunity to just follow this to the end in a safe space, knowing that you're safe exploring this, but you're giving your inner child a voice. You're giving your inner child the chance to say, yeah, I really don't feel worthy. Because most of the time when we say this to people, especially over and over again, people are like, of course you are. And you kind of feel dismissed, right? And so in this situation, you don't want to dismiss yourself. You want to pay attention to that 0 to 7-year-old and say, okay, well, what happens if you're not worthy? Then what? And they say, well, then, I'm not going to amount to anything. Okay, and if you don't amount to anything, then what? Well, then I'm not going to make any money and I'm going to be a piece of crap. All right, so then if you don't make any money and you're a piece of crap, then what? Right? And you just keep going and you exhaust it. And another way to do a dyad is just to say, tell me the reasons that you're not worthy. And they answer and you say, okay, thank you. Tell me another reason you're not worthy. Okay, thank you. Tell me another reason you're not worthy. And you just do this dyad back and forth with your inner child. Now, your inner child, as I've spoken about in previous lives here, is that energetic component of yourself that carries all of the wounds from your past or from past lives or from ancestors. And it exists in your womb space, in your sacral chakra, below your belly button. And you have the opportunity to connect with this inner child of yours through meditation, through energy work and the Akashic records, or just with intuitive skills. Okay? So let me know if that resonates with you, Sarah, or if that resonates with other people as well. I'm going to take this one too from Pamela. I'm too old. Who will listen to me? That sounds like a doubt to me. So where did you get the belief that you were too old? Where did you get to the belief that people who are old do not have value to share, are not worthy of listening to? Because there's also a belief that people who are in the older generation carry a lot more wisdom and experience to be able to share, and that we need to listen to them more than anybody. You're welcome, Sarah. Thank you so much for being here. So that's one of the questions, right? Is identifying, that's one way that you can handle this. And I love this because there's a few different ways. This is why I wanted to practice with some of your limiting beliefs that you're bringing forward, because there's so many different ways to tackle limiting beliefs. One great way to shift beliefs is tapping. And I know I've done tapping before. I just did tapping in the Invigorate Intensive as well. And if you weren't on earlier, you can catch those replays until tomorrow night. But you're definitely going to want to ask with Pamela's, I'm too old, who will listen to me? Okay, so that tells me that you think you're too old, that you're self-conscious about being this label old. Who says you're old? Who defines old? Right? Is that defined by society? Like, really get specific about how you define this. Like, how do you define this? You don't have to define it the way that society defines it. If you're old, Pamela, you're the youngest old person I've ever seen in my life, right? Like, it's funny because I even said the other day when I was on my Invigorate Intensive, I was like, oh, I'm wearing my fancy earrings, right? I was wearing my fancy earrings, but I am not a fancy person. I'm not even close to a fancy person. It's just like not who I am at all. I don't foresee myself ever being a fancy person, but I feel fancy. I feel so fancy inside because I feel amazing. I feel lit up inside. I feel completely abundant with the universe's energy. So it's being able to embody that, Pamela, at every level. Like, I am embodying my own youth. I am embodying my own vitality, my own energy, right? And being able to ask yourself, which belief am I identifying with, or do I choose to identify with? Because I can also choose to identify with the one that says, oh, when people get older in this incarnation, they become wiser and they have more wisdom to share with us. So what makes you choose the other one? Your fear, your inadequacy, your self-doubt, right? You feeling like I'm getting older and therefore I don't have value to give. So I would reassess your inherent value and reconnect to your inherent value. And where do we get that? We don't get that from the 0 to 7 stage that we were talking about earlier, where the beliefs turn into values. We get that from connecting with our soul, from saying, what does my soul value? This is why I love the Akashic records. We can go forward into future lives and be able to say, you know, what are those things that your soul is moving toward and has moved toward? And what are the things that if you make those your primary values now, you will very quickly and easily move toward that path in a seamless way? Okay. So let me know if you guys have questions on that. So, like I said before, tapping is another really beautiful way to shift limiting beliefs. And it's really important that we do this because we don't want to just live a life of mediocrity. We don't want to live a life of feeling less than, or like we have less than. We have access to more and more and more and more and more. Literally infinite access to opportunity and possibility, being connected to universal intelligence. And it's just taking that risk to be able to jump into that world and that realm and trusting it, and knowing that this abundance will continue to grow within us as we commit to it. Okay? Knowing that as we invest in ourselves energetically, monetarily, with time, that it's going to continue to expand. If I give myself more time, my time will expand. If I invest more in a program, my money will expand. If I invest more energy in something, my energy will expand. As long as it's serving my highest good, meaning as long as it's along the lines of my soul purpose. So if your soul is saying hell yes to something, do it. And trust. That is the scariest and the most effective method to shifting your limiting beliefs. Oh shit, I don't want to sign up for that program. Do it. If your soul says yes, do it. Don't allow your mind to talk you out of it and all of your belief systems, right? Those are all conditioned. And they're all things you can change and shift. Your soul is unwavering. Your soul's purpose is unwavering. That is not going to change. Okay. And one of the things that I do encourage people to do is before you decide which limiting beliefs you're going to shift, be clear on your vision, be clear on where you're going. Okay. Be clear on your soul's purpose, or clearer. Okay. Because otherwise you're going to get so overwhelmed with all the stuff that you have to shift and change that you're not going to move forward, because you're going to be like paralyzed. It's like analysis paralysis, right? That analysis paralysis. I'm analyzing this to that, and so I'm not moving forward, right? Hi, Melinda. So good to see you. I hope you're fabulous. All right. So where was I? I was with analysis paralysis. Yeah. So you want to make sure that the more that you align to this consistently, to this soul purpose, and you identify, yeah, getting clearer and clearer and clearer on what that is, then you say, what is getting in my way? What is interfering with me stepping forward to the next level? And that's where some of these beliefs can come up, or some of these old wounds that you can then target and clear. Okay. So you don't feel like, oh my gosh, there's so much. No, just do what you need to move forward. It doesn't mean you have to clear everything in your ancestral line that's ever existed. Okay. So let me know if you guys have questions on that. And I really encourage you to sign up for the free 5-day intensive that just finished up yesterday. The replays are going to be up until tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. It's absolutely kick-ass. I have gotten such phenomenal feedback about it. And there's a very, very special bonus that you have access to through tomorrow night as well. So there's a very pretty workbook that you're going to get with it when you register. So the link is in the description of this video. And today is really the last day that I'm going to be sharing about it, because tomorrow's the last day to catch the video. So definitely take advantage of that, and bringing forward some of those limiting beliefs and getting more in line with a lot of what we were talking about tonight, so that you can shift and clear some of this deep stuff that's coming forward. Okay. So I love you all. I will see you next Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you for joining me here on Awoken TV, and I will see you so soon. Bye.